Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. I am Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. The co-executive directors of Vibes are in the building. Julio Monterosa, Bridget Flores. What's up, y'all?
What is going on?
We three shots in. We don't care no more.
No,
we hit the char
I feel
bar.
like my breath is like I'm taking a little longer to take these breaths in.
Do we gotta get you on a ventilator or
Yeah,
what?
or something. Cause
She has a whole panic
full,
attack.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We ate a good meal.
We saw Brian
Shout
Jordan
out to that.
outside, so she's like hyperventilating.
Okay, sure. It's such last year thing.
That was so 2022.
So
yeah.
2022.
She's just pregnant.
Hey.
What? Like, come on, man. How are we gonna start the episode like this?
How you gonna put me out like that?
Whoever put you out was me.
Dude.
All right. Then, come on. Hey, wheel it in, bro.
We need to
Oh my
be
God,
we
such
need
a
to be.
Julio thing
I know
to
this
do.
is the wildest
You would think
start.
that at the end of getting towards the end of the 2023 year, he would mature, but no.
I mean, we've been.
I
doing
matured.
this.
Same.
No,
Different
no,
day.
I've been good.
You've been
According
okay.
to who?
You've been okay. Today, I've seen. This is the old Julio.
This is the
podcast
hey
today.
TBT.
This
Our
is-
end of year evaluations are coming up, so
Yeah, we'll see the report.
Oh
card.
no, I can tell you my qualifications. Single and looking.
That's not the.
that's not the evaluations we're doing, but okay.
Yeah. If you can't tell, we're by ourselves today. It's a solo episode. First
Solo
one in a while.
dolo.
We had a bunch of illustrious guys back to back. So it's been a minute since all three of us, because even Bridget, I think the last time it was just me and Julio.
Yeah, Bridget was being too cool for school.
Yeah.
I was in
yeah.
Chi-Town, Chi-City, baby.
No, I think it was before that. It was before you were in Chicago. I don't even remember why you weren't here, but
That's
you weren't.
crazy. Don't say that.
She was just busy, honestly.
I think she might have been just too busy for us.
No, I think the last time I wasn't here was because I was.
It was like
in
a Mexican
Chicago.
holiday. It was like Cinco de Mayo.
It might have been. Yeah, I think it was something like that. Like
Hey,
Dia de los
no.
Muertos or something like that.
El Grito de Mexico. Or
Put
something.
some respect on our culture.
But I wanna so we got to get this out of the system. We have a lot to talk about today. We
She's
got
not
some-
pregnant. Oh.
We got MLS playoffs. We got some USMT stuff. But first, I wanted to start with the 2026 World Cup, because it's like low
Dun,
key.
dun, dun, dun.
It's low key coming up on us. Almost.
It's giving drama.
yeah.
It's giving
First of
Netflix
all,
series.
Yeah.
LA gotta get it together.
You're not
yo.
gonna-
Yeah.
Tell me that there's gonna be a Netflix series about how the 2026 World Cup did not make it to LA. It's gonna
not-
be.
yeah.
And why? Money.
It's money. It's money.
Period.
That's it's what most issues boil down to
Yep.
when it comes down to it. So if you haven't heard, which
Give
I'm
'em
sure,
the recap,
I'm sure most of
Ramsey.
y'all have heard, but
Maybe some
if
of
you're
them.
listening to this,
I might send it to a few, new friends.
yeah. So 2026 World Cup, we had 16 host cities, and Los Angeles obviously was going to be one of those cities.
LA, baby.
SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California, was the most expensive stadium in the world,
Inglewood.
$5.5 billion.
Travis Scott, first hip hop guy, just sold that out. Damn,
Hey.
no, Travis Scott. Just
Travis.
sold
Travi.
it.
Yes, Travis Scott
Utopia.
sold out the stadium. Yeah, so that was it's. I mean, we've all been there. We've all
Right.
seen it. It's state of the art. It's beautiful stadium.
So big.
But
Pause.
there's been this
A
contentious
feud.
negotiations between Kroenke Sports and
Business.
Entertainment and FIFA. So Stan Kroenke, who is a prominent figure in the sports world, he's the owner of Arsenal. He's the owner of the Denver Nuggets. He's the owner of the LA Rams.
He got money.
And most,
He has a
most-
daughter.
Talk to him.
He owns SoFi Stadium. So KSE, his
Kroenke
business, Kroenke Sports and Entertainment,
Sports and
owns
Entertainment.
SoFi Stadium, and they're in a bit of a feud with FIFA. Today's episode is brought to you by Bet Online. The last of the major pro sports leagues is off and rolling, and college basketball is ready to go as well. Bet Online remains your top spot for all your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, and NHL are all in full swing. Bet Online is your #1 source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions. All the hoops betting action, along with every sport available at your fingertips with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to Bet Online today and remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first bet. Bet Online, where the game starts. Because
Money talks.
The money split.
It's a money thing. So
The
stadium, number one, the stadium is not fit to host a World Cup game in the fact that the field, the pitch
Something about
dimensions,
the pitch,
dimensions
not the
aren't
size.
are too narrow. So they need to widen the field. And what that would do, it would take out box seats that are on the sidelines, and there's a billion box seats at that stadium. It's mostly box seats.
Right.
Like it's a bunch. Very luxurious stadium. And so that's going to cut into the capacity, which already is an issue as well. Around 70,000. I think the Arsenal-Barcelona game was like 70,400, something around that. They had.
I think it goes up to like 70,700.
Yeah, I think the college football final was there, and it was like 72,000. They expanded it to that. But the minimum for FIFA it's 80,000. So to host a World Cup final event, it's 80,000, and Kroenke has made it very clear that he wants to host the final. Los Angeles has hosted the last 3 World Cup finals in the United States, and 3 of the last 4 in North America. Canada had 1, but the Rose Bowl hosted 2, and then Dignity Health hosted 1 in 2003, the Women's World Cup.
Oh.
Yeah. Women's World Cup in 2003. The Rose Bowl hosted 99, and before that
94.
94.
Yeah.
So it'll be wild. And so the FIFA is not going to pay for the renovations for to take out the seating, to make the pitch wider, and then ostensibly to increase the capacity, because that's what they need to host the final. And Kroenke will probably be operating at a loss if that's the case, especially if they're not hosting the final, if they're only hosting group stage and maybe quarterfinal games, because I think quarterfinal is like 60,000. So they'd be able to host at least a quarterfinal game, but they're losing money. And, Stan Kroenke is not the most like savory figure in sports. Like ask any Arsenal fan. We had Jessica Block. We should have asked him.
I know.
Asked her last week. They've been calling for him to sell the team for years. The LA Rams. He moved from St. Louis to LA. So all of St. Louis doesn't like him.
Dirty A&T is all we got.
Yeah, I mean, he hosted the trophy with Denver Nuggets when they won the NBA championship last year, and people were like, "Why is he got to be the first one to lift the trophy?"
That part.
Yeah, F the Nuggets for the record. But so this is all boiling down to, you can't blame him as much as people don't like him. You can't blame him for. Because FIFA's the way that things are structured, FIFA's taking money from ticket sales, they're taking money from concession, merchandising,
all these
parking,
tournaments.
And I mean, you'd think that the host venues or the host cities, the planning committees, all that are entitled to that money.
Right.
But FIFA's taking most of it, and he's already unhappy with that. And then now they're saying, okay, you're gonna have to do a very costly renovation of your stadium.
And he has to renovate it back to
out of your pocket.
Right, out of your pocket. And then on top of that, you're not going to host the final. So you have to, they're from his point of view, he's going to be losing money on this. It doesn't make sense. But at the same time, bro, you made the most expensive stadium in the world, $5.5 billion.
Yeah.
How did you not have the foresight to create? I mean, because anyone can look up, I can look up right now what the minimum requirements are for a World Cup final. You're building this gigantic stadium.
Right.
Obviously, you're going to want to host big events like the World Cup. They didn't know the World Cup was coming to the U.S. at the time. I think it started in 2016, and then we were awarded
stole it from us
in 2018. Right.
Yeah.
But you have to assume that
then,
the World Cup was coming to the
consideration.
U.S.
Yeah.
at
It
one
was in the
point.
talks already, though.
Yeah, and then it's a lack of foresight, and it's on his fault or not his fault, but the construction committee's fault.
They should have seen the bigger picture.
Right. How do you not build a stadium with at least 80,000
Right.
capacity? How do you not build a stadium with a soccer to have a soccer pitch that matches FIFA's requirements? I mean, we've seen soccer games there before, but none of them have been really official. I think the MLS Cup game was probably the most. It wasn't a
At
friendly,
most.
but it really was a friendly.
Yeah.
So all of this is to say that we're losing out because FIFA's being greedy, and these guys didn't have the foresight to
Be ready.
be ready for this because it was going to happen eventually. So now it might not happen. There's been reports saying that Kroenke is going to pull out entirely of negotiations.
Kroenke.
There's been he's since told the LA Times that they're going to be there's still negotiations, but we might not see the World Cup come 2026.
There's a lot of debate. Like there's like I've seen a few articles that have confirmed like LA is no
right.
longer in the 2026 World Cup conversations, and then you read it and then it's just like it's possible. It's just like I think a lot of them are clickbait, but to the context behind it, it's just like there is a conversation going about this. I don't know. It kind of, on the one hand, I hate having to deal with traffic in LA. Like even the thought of having to get there and having to park and having to like show up, like I hate it. But when I think about having to do that when I get to travel somewhere, I don't worry about it.
Right.
It's just, it's a weird thing. Like to think that I have to deal with that in my hometown, I don't want to do it. But
you'll travel somewhere to sit in traffic.
Let Portland have the traffic.
It just feels like it's different because it's like you're going out of your way to do that somewhere else. I don't know. I mean, it sucks, right? Because it would have been amazing to have a World Cup, whatever, like semifinal, 1 game, 2 games, final happen in LA. I think that would have been amazing. Like, I think that would have elevated just like the soccer culture, the footy culture that we have in LA, and like what we get to do, and like all the people that like ride or die for like footy in LA.
I mean, let's be real. I'm going to say this into the camera. The World Cup final belongs in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
Like
but you can't see the bigger picture until these smaller tournaments come into play. As Gold Cup, Copa America. Once you see like the effect Copa America is going to have in soccer, you're going to see they're going to be like, oh damn,
should have been. Yeah,
we like literally we could renovate this, lose some money, but at the end of the day, like the amount of people are going to come in afterwards just for the historical, like this is the World Cup final stadium. Let's go watch a Rams Chargers game there, like, and pay an extra $700 for no reason, just for like to be in that stadium where whoever like the U.S. wins their first World Cup at, or whatever the storyline is. Like, it's crazy that to them, like, not, especially like the amount of money they have.
Right. With the amount of teams that they own.
He's married to a Walton. Like, that's the Walmart. He's married into the Walmart family. He's
crazy.
Fine. Like he's good. He's good.
My
to go.
guy, you gonna be okay.
but I do like. I mean, from his point of view, like he's losing money. And
okay,
he doesn't want to do anything to lose money. It's a power thing.
But think about it, like on a cultural level, like. Do it for the culture. Do it for the LA streets.
He's
like,
never gonna understand
let me talk to the camera.
Exactly.
He's never gonna understand that.
My pale brother, just do it.
He's not gonna.
Bro, he's not gonna do it because he's not from. Like, he's not about it, and that's the issue behind the people that have all this money and that hold power in places. Yeah, in places that like are meant to be given the time and the events that they're meant for. Like Inglewood would have gone crazy. LA would have gone crazy if we had a World Cup out here.
Yeah. I mean, it belongs in Los Angeles because the history of LA hosting the 94 and the 99 World Cups.
Right.
Both iconic finals.
Crazy.
Iconic. 2003, we won't talk about 2003
but
because that was
now
rushed,
more than ever.
But 94 and 99, crazy finals.
But besides all that, like, I'm just waiting for like that jersey release for that World Cup. If it's not the star,
it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. I can already tell you.
It has to be the star jersey. Like,
it won't be.
The denim, like with the star. If that jersey does not come with a remake, I won't be hella pissed.
You might be disappointed come 2026. But I mean, when you look at the other venue possibilities, right now it's most likely going to be Dallas or
for the final.
New Jersey for the final. New Jersey, East Rutherford, New Jersey. No disrespect to both of those.
New Jersey's not even New York.
New Jersey, like putting the final in like Dallas,
having it in the Valley.
Yeah, like having the final in the
and
Valley.
saying it's in LA.
So I'll tell you this right now. I don't disagree with you. Right? But Inglewood, technically, Inglewood,
the city of champions,
is not part of Los Angeles.
But it's the city of
LA
champions.
Well, LA is LA.
They have their own history.
San Fernando Valley is part of Los Angeles.
But Inglewood has more culture than the San Fernando Valley.
I
to a certain extent,
no,
like
I don't
if you think
so.
about it.
I don't think so. I would beg to differ. I'd beg to differ. Look up the people who lived in the valley and look at the history of the valley.
But why don't they claim the valley?
Who doesn't?
I don't know.
Nobody.
I don't know anyone who claims the valley.
You and Nathan Ordaz are the only one.
Hey, no way. You know what? I just saw a TikTok reel, and we were just talking about him. That guy. Oh no, that's IE. Never mind. That's
crazy. Crazy.
Same.
Like this is who I'm arguing
just
with.
compared it
Like
to
these
Moreno-
are people who I'm
she
arguing
just
with.
compared it to Moreno Valley.
No, they can't even put it together a coherent argument. And this is what I'm dealing
Hey, when
with.
you see the
talk to me
elephant, you get into the valley. When you see the elephant, you get to the.
Yeah, open a map, learn history. Like I'll tell you this right now.
When you get to the elephant, you got to the valley.
You said that 3 times and it didn't hit once. So
She hit it. She got it.
she's laughing because you're on the same team, but it's fine.
No, because she wouldn't
Listen,
Riverside.
listen to me. The Valley culturally has more to do with Los Angeles than a lot of other places. You look at movies, any movie about LA has a connection to the Valley into it. Name an LA movie. There's the Valley is
The
involved
Wash.
in that movie. Huh?
Dr. Dre's movie.
That's not a movie.
It's a movie. Next Friday.
Friday, Ice Cube. Where did he go to high school? He went to Taft.
He was a bust baby.
Huh?
But he doesn't claim
But
Taft.
he went to Taft High School. Yes, he does.
But
Does he?
He was at my high school graduation.
Hey.
But the movie was filmed in LA.
Training Day. Where did Jake Hoyt, Ethan Hawke's character? He went to North Hollywood High School.
That's the guy that you hit the pookie.
Chinatown. The whole plot of Chinatown has to deal with the Valley being incorporated into LA. So you never even seen Chinatown. You don't understand. So
What the hell is in Chinatown?
Jack Nicholson, classic. Roman Polanski. I'm just operating at
The
a
Valley
different-
mindset.
You know what I mean? So that's fine. We don't have to talk about this. We're talking
Wait.
about we're
Go
talking
wear,
about
back to-
go wear
in
sandals
LA.
and a tank top, you loser.
Anyway, back to the World Cup.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say, you said something about the final being hosted in like Dallas, New Jersey, whatever,
Yeah.
right? I mean, at the end of the day, whatever, they're gonna decide what they're gonna decide. But I did hear that if the games aren't hosted in LA, like whatever the ones that we were supposed to have here, they might move to Vegas.
That's something that was being said as
And
well.
I heard that Allegiant Stadium was willing to renovate their stadium to fit the regulations
'cause
of FIFA.
They understand.
Exactly.
Debauchery in soccer? So in.
The ego isn't there. The ego isn't there. I understand what Kroenke is trying to do. He's trying to be like, yo, I built this stadium. I want the final. If it's not the final, I'm not in. I don't want to be here because
think
I'm
that's
not
what
going to be
he's
making
doing?
money. I'm not going to be making money on this. If I'm not going to get,
He wants it
you're going
all
to throw me
in.
quarterfinal games. Forget that. I want the final. I want the
Sheesh.
final. That's what he's saying.
What are we, like freaking Delaware? We
Right.
want the final tonight?
Right. Exactly. So
Which makes sense, I
which
guess.
Which
yeah.
Delaware?
which makes sense, but I mean, bro, you should have built your stadium better.
To the
bro, you
regulations.
should have built your
First of all,
stadium better.
It should have been flexible.
Yeah.
First of all, that stadium is like more outside than it's inside. Like
It is.
Like they have a whole pond. They have a lake.
It's
For
more of a
real.
city. It's more of a city than it is a
like
stadium.
definitely it's bigger than LA. So I feel
Maybe they should have like made the YouTube theater a little smaller and then just extended.
For real.
First
Like,
of all, I saw Charlie Wilson at the YouTube theater. Put
Hey,
some
I
respect.
saw Jay Shetty. I'm not saying anything but it's just like
Intimate.
would you rather
Like-
see Charlie Wilson or a World Cup game?
Exactly,
Like,
exactly.
Uncle Charlie is a legend. We love Uncle Charlie, but
like,
we're talking about the World Cup.
make
here.
it make sense.
We're talking about a
Charlie Wilson?
No, a World Cup final.
You're
That's
lying.
crazy.
Julio, you were lying.
There goes my baby, bro.
Okay, so if it comes out here, don't.
Unserious.
He's not
Unserious.
coming
He's
with
not
us.
serious. He's not being serious. He doesn't argue on he's not providing like an actual argument, which is why you can't argue with him. But yeah,
Can't argue with you.
You can't argue with the guy.
The leader of the Gap Band. I don't care what you guys say.
If find me
Dude.
5 people who'd rather see a Charlie Wilson concert
Versus a World Cup
over
final.
a World Cup final, and I'll give you $10,000.
The next home game, whatever that comes out here, we're gonna ask that question.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
gonna be our question
Would
of
you
the
rather
day.
see Uncle Charlie play I Dropped the Bomb on You?
Ooh.
I mean,
Or-
I've watched
or a
his,
World Cup final.
I've watched his tiny desk is fire. I won't deny that. But I'm trying to watch a World Cup final
In LA.
You know, like being
Yeah.
like, come on, that's
I'd rather be at his tiny desk live performance.
there. You couldn't like a World Cup final is like on its own plateau of events, and I'm sorry, like no disrespect to Charlie.
It's not a concert. It's not a.
What?
It's,
Nothing
It's
can
a
compare.
one in a lifetime.
He was
kind of
hooked on
thing.
drugs. We're lucky that he's still performing.
That's like I
No,
mean,
I'm
again,
joking.
Yo.
I'm joking, but yeah, like
Are
it will
you-
suck.
serious. He's
It
unserious.
will suck if LA does not have a final and Charlie Wilson does not perform in the halftime show
Put Charlie Wilson.
in the halftime.
This is
because
Hey,
he's blessed.
Get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
good. Yeah, but I mean Dallas, New Jersey. I mean Dallas stadium wise, I mean, it fits. 100,000 capacity. The field's right. It's indoors, so it'll be
I heard
cool.
it's not in the city. I heard it's like,
It's in Arlington. Dallas and Arlington are right next to each other. So it's
how far is Arlington from Dallas?
they border right next to each other. I've drove through the city, and it's close. So I mean,
If it is in Dallas though,
It's there.
yeah, it's there. It's pretty much Dallas. So
isn't Arlington where the Big Green was filmed?
I couldn't tell you. But
Best soccer movie ever.
look, Dallas, good city. New Jersey is it's not part of New York. You know, it's in a swamp. You're going to be indoors. You don't need to be indoors in LA in the summer. In Inglewood, it's a little bit more inland, but still, like, if you're going to have, it's probably, another thing that they were saying is that it'll probably have to be an earlier game because of the time difference between Europe and the East and the West Coast, sorry. It's like a 9-hour or 8-hour difference compared to the East Coast.
First of all, this World Cup is going to be called soccer. It's not going to be called football. So we're going to make our time frames.
Yeah, but I mean, who's going to be watching? It's going to be Europe.
Us.
No, bro.
Dude,
It's
do
going
you
to be
remember this past World Cup? We were dying.
We were dying.
We were dying. So, yeah, they got to worry about us.
4 a.m. games,
Yeah.
3 a.m.,
Bro,
5 a.m.
I was drunk by 7 a.m. It's crazy.
But I mean,
I got a problem.
it's a European thing, and it just revolves. It's Eurocentric.
So what would be the estimate time for out here?
On the East Coast, I believe it would be 5 or 6 hours. I'm not entirely sure. And then out here is I think.
So the first
7
final
or
will
8
start
hours.
around 11 a.m.
I don't know. I really don't.
So
know.
if
We
it
need to
is
look into
if
that
it is
because-
hosted in Inglewood, 2 miles from the bar, there's a place called Melody's Lounge. They play early 2000s hip hop. Meet me there.
At 9 a.m., 7 a.m.
No, it's gonna be the game's probably gonna be the 11 a.m.
Yeah, so
Takes
you're gonna
2
be 2
hours.
hours. 2 hours before the game.
It'll be 2 p.m. No, after the game.
talking
Tomorrow.
about?
No, after the game.
Oh,
I'm saying-
after the game. After
yeah,
the game. Okay. I thought
About
you said before.
around 4 or 5 p.m. I'll be there.
All right.
Take first shots of the first 3 people there. If it is hosted in Inglewood.
Yeah, that's like 30 months from now. So.
I'm gonna forget I said it.
Yeah,
It's all good.
He's
Clip this.
yeah. Julio, we don't even know where Julio's going to be come summer 2026.
He might not even be around.
Where are we going to be? 2026? We're going to be on the scene.
Hey, what did he
at the
tell
World
us
Cup.
earlier? If he's cuffed,
We're not gonna see
MIA.
him.
If y'all see him on Instagram, a jersey just
Hung up.
hung up, just know.
So Julio's going to be
Just
Julio's
know,
gonna
like-
be
Hey, if
accounted
we
for?
around that time we might just
Just
have
know
a
I
little,
gotta cheat on the low key.
No, we might have a little jersey of him right here. He's not even
Yeah.
gonna be present.
Yeah. Someone's going to make an honest man out of Julio. I'd like to see that.
Somebody
2024.
Somebody turn me out.
Someone's daughter.
Somebody's daughter
is going to be with
Somebody's
his
daughter for show.
man. Okay, let's
Anyway,
yeah, let's
we went
move
from
it
the
on.
World Cup to somebody's daughter.
Yeah, let's move it on.
Yo, daughter.
Yo, Kroenke, figure it out. FIFA, figure it out. We need at least one World Cup game in
Just
LA.
one.
Nobody
Yeah,
wants to
come
go to
on.
Vegas. Nobody wants to see a final in New Jersey. Like, I mean, come on. Like, let's be real here.
Kroenke, you on the business level 9 right now.
Yeah, figure it out. Let's move it on. We got MLS playoffs going on. Obviously, biggest LAFC's through to the next round. The first round of the playoffs will be wrapped up by the time this comes out. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy. Some people were a little upset at the new format or confused even at the new format. Best of 3 series for the first. So it was a single game elimination for the play-in game between the 8th and 9th
WNBA.
seeds. And then we got best of 3 series for this round, and now it's going to go back to single elimination. What are you guys' thoughts on the new format? Because I think it was a little bit polarizing. But I'll throw it over to y'all because I've been doing too much talking this episode so far.
To circle back with what Nathan said, it's a lot of games. These athletes, you're putting a lot of minutes on this athlete's body. You're getting your money's worth, but at the end of the day, the product that you're putting out there is not good product because you're wearing them out. So to me, I don't like it. I get it. We're a new league. We're trying to create this culture. We're trying to be unique. We're trying to be front runners or whatever we're trying to do. But I don't like it. In the history of soccer, there's either away game, home game, aggregate goals. With this NBA ass freaking playoff tournament sucks. I don't like it.
Yeah. No aggregate hurts because even the LAFC game, I think it was 5-2 that first game. You go down 2 goals early, it's just throw in the towel. We'll rest, regroup.
There's some games that win the penalties. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed some penalties, but the best out of 3, like I don't like it.
You need aggregate because it keeps the game close.
Mm-hmm.
You're always playing for something. Like, I mean, you see it in the Champions League. They have, you know, in those 2-legged aggregate games. The game never ends. It could be 3-0. Like, I mean, PSG and Barcelona a few years back, you know, that was a crazy comeback.
Yeah.
The game is never out of hand. Whereas no aggregate, like, it's like, all right, the game's over. We're down 2 goals. Like, there's 30 minutes left. I'm not going to play. Like, why
We
would
have a whole nother game to come back.
Don't experience on like MLS. You have a whole MLS league. Experiment on that league. Like
MLS next.
Yeah, do it all there. Like, don't do it in the MLS. Like, because at the end of the day, like, I get it. We're getting all Messi's here. We're getting all these new fans, but like, no, like.
Yeah, they want to extend. They wanted to extend the playoffs for viewership purposes.
For Apple TV.
Yeah,
and
right.
if you're gonna do like this, like play like, all right, if you're gonna do like this way, 3 best out of 3 instead of penalties, go back to like the original MLS and do shootouts. Like, if you're gonna do it away, like bring it back to like
entertainment.
Yeah, like bring it back to like what made this league entertaining in the beginning.
Make it WWE style.
No, not WWE. Not saying that.
I mean, at that point, that's what
saying
they're
that at
doing,
all.
though.
But like, if you're gonna do the BS, like at least incorporate a little bit about the history of this league. Mm-hmm. And shootouts were part of this league. Whether some people hate it or love it, is the truth. Yeah. And then, first of all, especially like if you're like under 40, you were doing shootouts in the parking lot with your cousins. Like, this league was created in shootouts, and it was great. I said I wanted shootouts back, but if we're gonna do it this way, bring a little bit of the history of the league back into the league. Instead of penalties, do shootouts.
Yeah,
I'm all for changing things up. I love getting like purists mad at the game and be like, you know, like
agitator,
like bloody Americans, like all this stuff. To me, that's great. Whether it dilutes MLS, whatever or whatever is another thing. But, you know, like you said, Julio, we have a whole, like in baseball, they when they like try new things, they try it in the minor leagues first. They try out the pitch clock in the minor leagues. They try out bigger bases in the minor leagues. And if they work, it goes up to the majors. And that's something that we could do. See how it works in MLS Next Pro, and I think that's what they're doing. That they have, you know, a couple of things that they're doing in that league that are a little bit different, that probably wouldn't be accepted by, like, you know, Euro snob purist. But this is it's confusing. Number one, it's because, like, to me, I'm like, oh, what round are we in again? Right. Like, why? Like, what game does this matter?
You feel like it's like dragging it on?
Yeah, and it just takes too long because, like, if anything, the later rounds should be best of 3 series or whatever. Then the earlier, like, we want to get this moving.
Move them on.
And then, like, maybe even make the semifinals or even the final like a 2-legged thing.
That's crazy.
Which I mean, like,
it would be good.
You want important games to have
the intensity.
Yeah, or like, because soccer is very fluky, right?
Right.
Like, one thing could happen. You could be the better team for 88 minutes, and then one thing happens and you lose the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's part, and that's why, you know, the multiple leg matches happen, because it neutralizes the randomness of soccer.
Look what happened.
This is just it's too early in the we already have too many teams making the playoffs.
Too much,
too much too early. And now, to me at least, like, I'm
try it at the U.S. Open Cup. Like, don't do it. Don't do it like in this game, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what you're saying reflects to what happened to St. Louis. Like, first year as an expansion team, amazing season. Came into the playoffs their first season, and what happened? They lost
FC
their first game.
No, it wasn't FC
Dallas. My guy.
No, it wasn't Dallas. Who was it? It wasn't Dallas. Dallas was playing Seattle.
Sporting Kansas
City. Yeah.
Same small market.
Damn. Julio is a coastal elite, bro.
That's how you know.
He's a coastal elite. He said flyover states are all the same to me, bro. Like, you know, Kansas, Texas, St. Louis. Same thing, bro. It's all the same. The middle of the country is one big state, you know.
All red states.
Like, if you can't go to the beach, don't talk to me, bro. Like, that's what Julio just said.
What are you gonna do?
But literally, like, that's what happened. Like, St. Louis, amazing season, did the best of the best, held number 1 to the end, and then they lost their first game. Had it not been for the best of 3, they would have been gone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what is it that you said last year? I will never forget.
It's not the best team in the playoffs. It doesn't matter if you're the best team. It's the hottest team.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
LA's pretty hot right now.
LAFC's looking. I mean, it looked kind of dire
It
for
was
them
a little-
towards the end of the season. They were getting tired. They were losing a lot of games, but it looks like they picked things up and they have experience.
You
The
gotta
second
give it to
game
them
was like
though.
all like they used the reserves. They were like, we're gonna give the stars some rest. Like,
Yeah, they did.
and they like
Missed them.
fresh.
Yeah.
Dude, but can we just give it up to Boanga? Like, he's been killing it the whole
Yeah.
game.
He's-
The whole season.
Yeah, he's
Whole season, postseason. He's had international games. He's had hella games in MLS with his LAFC team.
There was a report saying like I think he has the most minutes right now in LAFC.
I wouldn't
and that,
doubt it.
And that
Hey.
means most minutes in all of MLS.
Golden Boot winner.
right. Golden Boot.
Period.
He might not win MVP. Luciano Acosta on Cincinnati is the front runner for that, but
He's
he
a
certainly
baller.
deserves. He certainly deserves at least a shot, or he's in the discussion for MVP because even though LAFC kind of faltered for a little bit, he's been a little bit streaky, a little bit like at the beginning of the
Right.
year he was incredible,
No,
like insane, like red hot, and then middle of the season,
And the minute he played 70 games back to back,
Right.
He was a little faulty.
yeah,
he was
yeah.
tired.
My bad.
He's human.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, you can't forget there was that one week where he played for LAFC, traveled for his international team, came back.
and scored in
And
all
then-
3 games.
Yeah, it was
Damn,
crazy.
like
that run.
come on.
That run
and,
was.
and he was a little faulty. Like
Yeah,
what?
yeah. I mean, like
He's
when it comes,
incredible.
yeah, he's had a fantastic season. I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's from the beginning. It's kind of shown that it's his team now.
Yeah.
Like Vela has been.
Bella's giving him his flowers.
Vela,
They've been collaborating.
Vela's he's doing that. He's given the role of giving the ball more. And like there's I think the last game there was a goal that Vela could easily score and he just passed it back to him so he can get that easy goal. So like
Yeah, but I mean, if you were to say whose team this is,
it's still Bella's.
you think it's still Vela's team?
I think Vela holds
But
the
everybody listens to
throne.
Boanga more.
No, I think Vela holds the throne and Boanga's his protege. I feel like Vela is like setting him up to be the next, but because Vela's still there and Vela holds like the history that he holds, it's still like Vela, Team Vela. But
How long does Vela have with?
I think he's retiring after the season.
This season this is it for him. Yeah, I could see that too. But
If I was a betting man, I'll put retirement after the season.
I mean, we could do that. Shout out to Bet Online, our sponsor. We could put that in.
Bet Online,
If they make it to the finals,
where the game starts.
that's EA Sports, stupid. Oh
No. Hey man, he's never done the ad read. He doesn't know.
Clearly, that's why we don't have him on ad read.
I know. It was a
No,
joke. I know it was a joke. I was joking again on you.
Joke with a joke.
Joke at a joke.
Yeah, these
You
are
are the
6 foot
joke.
jokes. Everybody's 5'10" here.
It's not the pickleback tournament, like pickleback.
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 Oh my god!
Hey, forget
A
pickleball. We're doing a
pickleback
pickleback
tournament?
Yeah.
People show up thinking it's pickleball.
I'm top 10 pickleback,
That's ayo.
and I'm not top 10 because I'm not drinking. I'm not.
Moment of silence.
Whoever's first place in picklebacks, like they're drunks.
Yeah. Pause.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Damn.
Speaking of
Picklebacks.
yeah. No. Let's.
That's crazy.
Speaking of guys in LA, moving on. Chicharito.
Shout out to him. Bye.
Announced his. He's not coming back.
He just
to guys.
said thank you,
Right.
Galaxy.
I don't think it wasn't official.
It wasn't
right?
official.
But it was like.
I feel like there's still speculation. Like, what does that mean? Like,
Right.
thank you this season. Thank you.
Coming off an Achilles
Yeah.
tear at his age, it's gonna be tough for him to make a comeback anywhere.
Yeah, just go hang out with Gio Dos Santos. Like,
He's in
chill,
it.
bro.
Hey,
Yeah.
did you guys see that? He has his own team on EA.
The Kings League.
The Kings
Right.
League.
Yeah. So I mean, that could be the
That
next move
just
for him.
started.
To me, that's a
In-
great
We
move.
should cover that more. Actually,
In North America. Yeah,
Let's see
like
it. Yeah, they have like
Yeah.
a North American
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah.
There's a lot of controversy behind it because there's a lot of like Mexican teams on it, and people are saying like this isn't North American, da da da. Like,
Is Mexico not part of North America?
well, there's
It is.
and there's like I think the controversy is like there's so many Mexican teams, but there's not enough like
White teams.
No. Sorry. No, I think
Caucasians,
there was
I
like
swear to
it was
God.
like South America or something like that. I don't know. I have
North
to
America.
look into it. I have to look
Alright.
into it. But there was like 6 Mexican teams and then like 1 South American team or
Okay.
2. One of
Yeah.
the 2. I don't
And
know.
all of a sudden, all I know is Arcangel's team. I'm rooting for y'all.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
We should do like a little live or something for one of the
we
games.
should, like I think covering that, especially if it's going to be expanding out here, like
Mm-hmm.
that'll be crazy.
Hey, Arcangel's team.
Chicharito's on it.
Arcangel, let us like be the official pod for your team.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
No, Melissa, I met her at one of the LAFC games. She's like a captain for one of the teams.
Melissa?
She's like a freestyler. She's one of the freestylers. She's like a Mexican American or Mexican. I don't know. I might be wrong, but she's a Mexican descent, and she has her own. She's a captain in one of the teams.
Oh, she's Hispanic.
Yeah, she's a Latina.
Mexican descent.
Chicharito's in there. Arcangel's in there. Who else is in there? I don't know, but
Yeah, but
They had the Mexican guy with the mask. He's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
what's his name?
well, because they have that in the Spanish,
Yeah,
Spanish
yeah,
version too. Yeah.
So what's his name? Something Dorado or something.
No,
I don't know.
I
don't
can't
know.
remember.
But
Shout out to him.
what I was
He's
trying to
hilarious.
get at is how will Chicharito be remembered in? Will his time in Galaxy even be a blip on the radar, or
He
like
was the
when
bet-
when you sum up Chicharito's career, like how far down is LA Galaxy? Does he even get like mentioned in the obituary?
No.
No, I don't think so either.
I think it's an honorable mention.
Yeah, I don't think so because obviously the Man U and the Real Madrid. That's like and his time with
Oh
the
yeah,
Mexican
off
national
tops.
When those teams, I think he will be honorably mentioned.
Yeah.
Like as like this guy, like especially with Real Madrid, did 10 games is balled out.
Right, yeah.
So it shows like the level he can play with. Where he has elite like ball givers, people
Distributors.
distributors that can give him the ball like at the right places. He's an elite scorer in that box.
Yeah. Yeah.
But once you put him like around bums like, and then like they can't cross the ball.
He did have a great season last year.
Like no, like last
He had a
season,
great season last
it was 10 games, 11 goals. Like
Yeah.
he shows that the minute that there's balls getting crossed, he's gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he was like a world class talent with people not being able to cross the ball.
Yeah.
So like I feel like it was never because of him. Because to this day I said it when he first signed. I said it a few times in the pod. I felt like all that he was missing was elite crossers to make him be that elite player that he is. Once they got Costa, I felt like I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be his breakout season.
Yeah.
He's gonna have this person that can cross the ball, and then like injuries and all that happened. But yeah, like
Now Costa and ostensibly Chicharito are going to be out.
and
Galaxy.
watch out for Galaxy next year.
Yeah.
Kuntz
Listen,
is
I
gonna
feel
make
like-
a.
We've been saying this, but also yes, watch out for them.
I feel
Yeah.
like Chicharito made a name for himself for what he could do in Galaxy. Like
You think so?
I think in terms of like just
He had a protest.
representation.
Super
No,
losses.
I think he did like his representation side, his like fandom and like his pride for Galaxy was there.
I think so too.
In a sense,
I
like
think
you know what I'm saying? Like he
beca-
brought that. Like he brought fans there. He brought diversity there. He brought fandom there.
Yeah, I mean, there's the whole thing with when he was leaving Europe to play, and he was like crying. He's like, my career's over.
Right, right.
And people thought, how committed is he? I think he was
was
very
right.
committed. He was committed.
He wanted to
He was
make.
committed, but he was also low-key right.
He was right.
He was right.
Career was
His
over.
career
He
was
wanted
That
to
team
make
was
something out of
horrible.
it. He wanted to make something out of it. Okay.
It went from being
it wasn't-
elite to a team protesting.
But
no
it wasn't.
fans.
It wasn't for a lack of effort on his part. Like
It
he
wasn't
could have
on
easily came
him,
here
though.
and coasted it and been like like forget this and maybe or like Higuain with Inter Miami.
Higuain was horrible.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He could have done that, but I think the effort was there. The results didn't always show up. When he did have an injury-free season, he did play well. But at the end of the day, it's like Zlatan. I think will have that LA
Zlatan is over him.
part of his career. Like when
Right.
people remember Zlatan, they're not. LA Galaxy is obviously not going to be the first club they remember, but it will be discussed about. I don't
Right,
think
right.
like LA Galaxy will be talking.
And it's
about
crazy because when you think about Vela, you think about him being a Fiat and Zlatan being a Ferrari.
Yeah. What does
Get-
that make Chicharito?
Oh, straight up like
Like a
a Kia.
No, Kia's coming up, bro.
like a unicycle or something, you know, like like one of those like crazy
Lime.
like the
No,
front
lime
wheels like way
bicycle.
big, and then the tiny like those 1920s bicycles.
He's like one of them good bikes that the chain just pops out.
An electric bike.
Yeah.
An electric bike.
He's an electric
All right.
bike.
I think that's fair.
He did what he could.
He did what
we
he
gotta
could.
charge him
But
up a little bit.
You look at Chicharito's career and you look at Vela's career, you take Chicharito's.
Yeah, off tops.
Off top.
Like,
off tops.
easy,
Like
easy.
what? Light
Like,
work.
You know what? No.
You don't think so?
Bella was top 3 in Spain at one point behind Messi and Ronaldo.
That's wild. With Villarreal?
No, with
no.
Sociedad.
Sociedad.
Yeah, bro. I think it was like the what?
It was him and Griezmann. Him and Griezmann were together.
And he was better than Griezmann, arguably, in that team.
He could have been, but so that's the thing with him. It's like what he could have been. The potential was there. He was not top 3. He was not top 3 in Spain.
We gotta Google this.
We gotta tell him.
He was
to
not
bring
for
him
sure.
out.
He was top of the league at one point, like assists and scoring behind Chicharito and I mean not Chicharito. Behind Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah, I mean, like. It was always a what if with Vela. It was always like
the thing is that guy just like he was just naturally talented. He did not like soccer.
Yeah, I mean, and
he hated Mexico way more.
Yeah, he didn't hate
Allegedly.
Mexico. He hated the Mexican national team.
Allegedly.
The national team. Not. Let's not put that out there. Come on.
That's something me and him have in common.
All right, I think we.
Because your team's never
let's wrap
around.
this here. Let's wrap this here.
I'm American. I was born in the U.S.
That's great. Y'all are wild. This has been an unhinged episode of the Urban Rich Podcast.
What's up with Hinge?
It was good. It was good to be back with just y'all, just shooting the breeze.
Are we done?
We're wrapping up.
Are we finished or are we done?
No, we're finished.
All
We're
right.
finished. Are you finished or are you done? I don't know. Can you go to the bathroom?
I could have pulled up on all 3 of
Can you
you.
go to the bathroom and come back?
Yeah. All right.
Yo.
Y'all,
I could have kept the gas and pulled up on all 3 of y'all.
Wait, real quick.
Yes, Bridget's corner.
I had a question real quick.
All right, thank you for.
I know this is coming out on Tuesday, but I want to know who do you think is taking the NWSL?
I'm gonna be there on Saturday. It's
San Diego.
No, it's
Bro.
New York. It's gonna be Gotham and OL Reign.
Oh, right.
I really want OL. I want Gotham to win because OL Reign beat Angel City, and it's Ali Krieger's last year, and Rapinoe's had too much fanfare. It's over.
Got it.
Anything against Rapinoe, I'm in.
Oh my.
I'm not that far. I'm not that far there.
I see what you're
That's
saying.
crazy.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Rapinoe's already had her swan song. Ali Krieger, she's been going through a lot. I don't know if y'all have seen the
it.
stuff with her marriage.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to
Well
Krieger.
done.
Reach out.
Ashlyn Harris is wildin'. This is the Team Ali Krieger podcast. I'm just gonna put that out there. But yeah, I got Gotham. I want Gotham to win. Reign's got the better team for sure. They've got, but
it could be Gotham.
Yeah, I'm going
with
for
you
Gotham.
on that one.
Yeah.
Whatever Batman's on, I'm on.
Anyway.
Anyways, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that actually. But this has been the Urban Rich Podcast, the Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. For Julio Monterosa, Bridget Flores, I'm Randy Abushala. Thanks for tuning in. We got more stuff headed in the pipeline, but until then, we'll see y'all later.